Is it fucking snowing outside? Hello everyone, Fire Shouter here, and, well, welcome to my 20th birthday Q&A. By the time you're watching this video, I will have turned 20 years old. Yay me. I'm gonna be half-assing my way with a script while also improvising, so apologies if the jump cuts are a bit too much. So first off, let's get the TF2 related questions out of the way, because I only really play TF2 off camera. Thunderous Prophets asks, favorite meme loadout? Flog and Scorch Shot, especially on maps with a lot of hiding spots. May Man asks, what my most disliked cosmetic in TF2 is. That would be the camera helmet. I think it's called the frontline field recorder. I'm actually gonna check right now. Yeah, the frontline field recorder. Now, the reason I don't like this helmet is because you did not earn that hat. You can't use that helmet without signaling to everyone on the server, I used a Steam achievement unlocker. With the TF2 questions out of the way, here's the rest of them. Mora de Groot asks, why the fuck are there 3 packs of tennis balls being sold together with a bacon crisper? That has to do with something I found on Amazon when browsing around. I found a pack of tennis balls apparently being advertised alongside a bacon grill. I'm not making that shit up. Age-old Skunt asks what my favorite and subsequently least favorite video game soundtracks are. I can actually split this up into licensed soundtracks and original soundtracks. When it comes to my favorite licensed, it's gotta be the Underground 2. The Underground, actually, I think, yeah. It's gotta be the Underground 2 soundtrack. It is such a memorable collection of songs. Not limited to Sly Boogie's That's My Name, Spiderbait's cover of Black Betty, and even Riders on the Storm with motherfucking Snoop Dogg. My favorite original soundtrack, however, is the Infinite Warfare soundtrack. Solely because Sarah Schushner is such a great composer. The best track of that soundtrack, of course, is Operation Black Flag. My least favorite licensed soundtrack is the Burnout 3 soundtrack, which will most likely get me crucified because a lot of people seem to like it. Well, I don't. Except for some few good picks, which I play on repeat. Some of these songs include Lazy Generation by the Fuck Ups, I'm Not Okay by My Chemical Romance, god, that was ages ago, and Decent Days and Nights by the Futureheads. And let's not forget Breathing by Yellowcard. Least favorite original soundtrack has got to be Doom Eternal. I'm sorry, but I just do not like Gent. But I will give Mick Gordon the credit where it's due for inventing a whole new, genre. 3 whole new genres. Violence, Demon Choir, and Chainsaw. That much I can appreciate. Tactical Bag of Holding, genuinely interesting name, I don't know where he got that from, asks what my dream piece of tech would be if I could have any in the world. There's 2, actually. A Macintosh Plus and the Sega Dreamcast broadband adapter. Now, in regards to the Macintosh Plus, I just find them fascinating to look at, let alone use. But they go for a pretty penny these days, let alone when they were released back in the late 80s. As for the broadband adapter, god, I just can't figure out how to get it on the internet with a modem. We don't use that anymore here. Eris asks, favorite underrated games? Titanfall 2. Just no questions asked. The gameplay is absolutely chaotic, and I love it. A follow-up to this question would be Emo Cheesecakes, which asks what my favorite underrated game series is that I think more people need to experience. Halo. Newer generations of gamers are kind of missing out with the sheer competitiveness of Halo. even though it can get a bit toxic at times. The Idiot asks, what would you say the hardest part of being a YouTuber is? Getting noticed. It's a tough market, really. Too Groovy asks, what got you started in making YouTube content? I've actually always had a passion for filmmaking, and I've wanted to put it to good use. It's sort of like how James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, grew up, if you catch my drift. George Thundergaflair, or Frundagaflair, however you say, I don't fucking know, comes through with the question, have you thought of moving to a different country? If yes, which one and why? Australia. There is a couple of reasons I want to travel to the land of Down Under, mainly because I have relatives down there in New South Wales who moved there according to my grandmother. And because I feel like Australia would be a perfect place for someone like me given I get adjusted to jet lag, of course. Coolbark4 asks, what would be your favorite game of all time and how long have you played it? Actually, that would probably be Star Wars Republic Commando. That game was the shit when I grew up. Albeit I didn't grow up on Xbox Live, so I never experienced it online. But the campaign is one of the greatest I have ever played. It's like as if Halo, Star Wars, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six had an amalgamation of genes, and out came Republic Commando. And the best thing is, it's getting re-released on the PS4, PS5, and the Switch. That's awesome! And the best thing is, it's being developed by Aspyr, who are some of the greatest porters I have seen out there. They fixed Knights of the Old Republic 2, of all games, and allowed workshop support. Now, here's the hope, and of course, the multiplayer component is included. As for playtime, I lost track years ago. And here's Sore Rage coming through with the question, what inspires you to make the content that you do and how long have you been doing it? What mostly inspires me today are YouTubers like Travengel, AC Ocarina Maker, and Prestigious Key. And maybe some Sore Rage. I started YouTubing back in 2013-ish, but I only really started taking it more like a part-time hobby around 2017. We got Sif streamer VTeach coming in with the question, who was your biggest inspiration for starting content creation? There are countless inspirations for my desire to make films and videos, so I'm gonna name a few that might be familiar to you if you were around on the OG YouTube. LenoDude15, he made bionicle machinimas on his house floor. They were silly and I loved them. We got Paul Swartz Jr., who I guess you could say was the first proper Minecraft YouTuber, and the guy who made the Minecraft Survive and Thrive series. And then we have Dasposhit, who's most known for the Gmod Idiot Box, which is a collection of legendary comedy videos done entirely in the classical nonsense style of Garry's Mod. Then there's the big three: Felix Schellberg, Mark Fishbach, and Sean McLaughlin, however you say his name, Jacksepticeye. They're the people I look up to when it comes to, you know, how a content creator should be. And well, I strive somehow to be like them in one way or another. But that's gonna be about this for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Now, as always, liking is appreciated, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Later!